Hello everyone and welcome to today's tutorial. Just as we made mention earlier, in this tutorial we'll be talking about header and footer. We'll be adding those. We'll also be running the slideshow for the first time, and also I will introduce you to some very commonly used shortcut keys which will make your work very easy and faster. So starting with, let's add our header and footer. But before we do that, I want to just put some few contents here. So as usual, I'm going to put our ultra blue. Then on the subtitles, I'll add channel there. And then to the next. All right, let's leave it for now. So now let's go over to our insert tab. In order to add your header or footer, you have to be in your insert tab. So we are at the insert tab right now. So now that you're at the insert tab, if you come to the text group, you would see header and footer. Clicking on it will bring you to this page. This page seemed familiar because we saw a similar thing like this when we're adding page numbers. So this is the page you are going to be greeted with, and on this page you can decide to add a date and time to your slides and what have you. Adding header and footer is, it seems archaic. It seems like it adds nothing to the document actually. But in a situation where you want to draw an attention, when you're making a handout and you want to draw an attention to certain things, so let's say um you wanted to label your document as confidential or do not copy or done by ultra blue and stuff like that, I think it will come in handy. So in order to add your header or your footer, usually the header in Microsoft PowerPoint is usually the title of the document. So that means that's how come you don't see anything here. That's how come you're not seeing header here. So but you can see footer here because the footer is obviously going to appear. So in adding a footer, just checking the button, checking the box closer to footer is going to do the trick for you. But you're not going to see anything unless you put in something. You want to convey a message. So you click below the footer and type in the message you want. So let's say in our footer we wanted it to be do not make copy. So do not make copy. So once we are done, we can click on apply to all. If we click on apply, it's going to apply to it's going to apply only to the selected slide. However, if you click on apply to all, it's going to run through all of the slides. So let's see the differences. So I'm going to click on apply here, and now you can see it's down here, do not make copies. However, let's go to the next slide. There's nothing there. The next, there's nothing there. However, it's only applied to the first one. So if I wanted it to run through all of the other slides, I'm going to click on apply to all. So I'm going to click on it now, and you can see now it is applied to all the slides. So that's how we simply add the header and footer. So now let's move on to running a slideshow. We're going to use this button for the first time, but in order to do that, I want it's all blank documents. So in order to make you see the effects, I'm going to add some few pictures for you to see what happens when you add when you run a slideshow. So let me add a picture. I'm going to come to the slide I want to insert a picture, then I'll come to pictures. Over here, it's going to take me to this screen. This screen is just simply the location where your picture should be in. So right now we are in pictures. I don't have any pictures stored in pictures. I have my pictures in my desktop. So I'll navigate to desktop, and I'll select my pictures. So I have the ultra blue logo here. I'm going to insert it. So I'm going to select it first. I'll come to insert, then insert it. So we have our first picture here, ultra blue. So let's insert the second picture. So come to the next slide, come to insert, come to pictures. If I wanted to do this online, I would have come to online pictures. However, I don't want to do this online. It's going to make the video longer. So I'm just going to pictures. Then I'll select the picture. I'm going to select this picture I downloaded, and then I'm going to insert it. So you can see that it's also inserted. So we have two slides with, I think let's add one more slide and name it, let's make it something like this. Let's make it a title slide. All right, and name it thank you. Thank you. Please subscribe to the channel. All right, so now let's run slide show for the first time. Now you can see that I'm in the 5th slide right now. If I should come and click on slideshow, it's going to only show me this, you see, and that's just going to be everything. So we're going to use this slideshow start from beginning. So when we click on slideshow start from beginning, it's going to take us to the first slide. Now you can use the arrows to change slides. You can use the arrows to change from this slide to the next slide to the next slide. So that's how we make a slideshow. So using the arrows, you can use this. You can use spacebar to also change this. I'm pressing spacebar and it's changing everything for me, and that's how it is. So I'm going to press escape to take us back to our window. Professionally, you might want to put a timer in which the slide automatically changes when the time is up. Let's say you can put a 5-second timer on all the slides and they would automatically change when the 5 seconds is up. You are still, remember, the course is from beginners to advanced. So this is still beginner. I'm just showing you how to run a slideshow where you click here and then using your arrows or spacebar, you can move on to the next slide. So hopefully as we progress to this course, I'm going to show you how to do this thing automatically, how to add transitions. Then we can just box in transitions here, and then let's see. All right, let's say we could add one more. Okay, all right, so now let's start our slideshow, and this is what we were greeted with. Oh, I like the way it came up. So this, that's this, and that one. That's just how we add those transitions. We are going to go a little deeper in our next in other tutorials. So that's just how you add headers and footers. That's how you run a slideshow. All right, so now let's talk about the shortcuts I made mention of. So in Microsoft PowerPoint is quite not so much different from Microsoft Word. So most of the shortcuts that comes on Microsoft Word is the same in Microsoft PowerPoint, and also the same in Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Publisher, and Microsoft Database, Microsoft Office Database actually. So however, in PowerPoint presentation, simply pressing the Alt button on your keyboard, there's going to be a button usually at the lower part closer to the space bar. You see ALT, that it stands for Alt. So when you press the Alt button once, you're going to see that there are some few numbers attached to most of the functionalities here. Let's say I open to the next one and I press Alt. You can see that there are still some few functionalities. All right, so let's go back to home, and then I'm going to press Alt, and let's see how we can use the shortcuts in doing certain things. So I'm going to let me clear this. All right, good. So now let's use the shortcut key in doing our work. So I'm going to press the Alt key. Now, do we want to save the document? Remember that this button was the save button. So if you wanted to save a button, just by pressing Alt and press 1, it's going to take you to the save button. I mean, it will act as if you've just saved. You clicked on the save button. So let's say we wanted to um, do a slideshow. So we just press the Alt, leave it, and press 4. So we have our slideshow where we worked on already. So I'm going to just exit this. So now let's press Alt again and let's see what can we do. Okay, good. Let's say we wanted to move to another tab. So let's say you wanted to move to the insert tab. So Alt is pressed, then I'll press N, and it's taking us to the insert tab. And in the insert tab, you can see other functionalities there too. If we wanted to add a picture again, you can. It's P. Alt is still pressed. If I should take off Alt, so this is what it's going to be like. I'm going to press Alt again. Home. I press Alt. Went to insert, which was N, and then we have our second based shortcut. So if I wanted to add a picture, instead of coming and clicking on picture, I could just press P, and then I'll be able to add a picture. So it runs across, it applies to every other thing. If you want to make things a bit faster, you can just turn on the Alt and then use the Alt to do your editing. So I'm going to go to the view button, so I'll just press W and it will take me to the view format. So that's just the shortcuts we talked about, and then I think we are done with that as well. So hopefully the next time we meet, we are going to be talking about formatting a presentation. We're going to talk about a whole lot of formatting. So for the formatting, we'll be talking about copy and pasting. We'll be talking about, did I say formatting? Yes, formatting. We'll be talking about formatting the text decoration with changing text keys, changing text sizes, changing text colors, text alignment, the paragraphs, and stuff like that. So we'll learn how to do all those things in our next tutorial. So see you in the next tutorial.